Hello Nintendo fans, my name is Mario Master. How are we doing today? So before I get into anything, and before I even talk about this, spoilers, okay? Major spoilers. If you have not seen the Five Nights at Freddy's movie yet, click off this video. Spoilers are coming, okay? You have been warned. So if you haven't seen the movie, get out, go away, bye. But for those lucky few who are still here, you can watch the Five Nights at Freddy's movie on streaming on Peacock right now. So go watch it. I just did. And I have my thoughts already. I just finished the movie, and there is a hidden message that I will come back to at the end of the end credits, because of course I stayed to the end credits, because that's how I'm built as a Five Nights at Freddy's fan. Now, there are some little bits of references sprinkled through, and we'll get to that, but what did I think of the movie overall? Well, for starters, the timeline is completely different from the games. Now, I think Scott wanted that to be the scenario because the games having so much more deeper lore than what you could fit into a movie. Like, if they tried to put like all of just game one lore into the movie, which they kind of did, but like if they tried to fit like all the lore and stuff into the movie, it would just get way too confusing. But here comes my very first spoiler of the entire movie. Vanessa is William Afton's daughter, apparently, which is weird. So I think this is going to be my thing for a little bit. I am going to go on a whim and say that, not even a whim, I'm going to go out and say it. The Five Nights at Freddy's movie is on a totally different timeline, and it's 100% different from the game series, because there's just no fucking way that they are in the same universe. And I'll get to that because I'll explain the entire thing. Now, back to the references. One of the bites does get referenced. Golden Freddy is in the movie. The first animatronic that we get to see is Bonnie. The first animatronic we get to see active, although, is Foxy. And no, I am not counting animatronic shadows. Those show up a lot in this movie. I'm not counting those. There is a weird dream inception element to this movie that I feel like could have been dropped entirely, but I'll let that slide. Now, this movie, I think, takes place in the late 90s. Not late 90s, early 90s. And because it seems that Freddy's is still a thing, but like their restaurant is closed down. Now, William Afton is not in Spring Bonnie yet, which is weird. Now, we don't know if any of the bites happened. So here's the thing. We don't know any of the lore yet. Now, we did have one YouTube cameo. Actually, I think two, because I think the taxi driver was a YouTuber, but I'm not entirely sure. But as far as I know, we had one YouTuber, and that was MatPat, which I liked. There was a book called "I'm Not Joking, Dream Theory." I mean, come on. There was a so obviously that was a massive throw towards game theory and all those like offshoots of game theory, like film theory, all that fun shit. Which I bet you MatPat is already working on film theory for Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, the animatronics look really good. Like, amazing. They look like they are real. Now, it is kind of confusing. I'm not sure how I feel about, like, the blades, like the saw blades being on the inside of, the Fredbear mask. That really doesn't make sense. But once again, considering I think this is my headcanon that the FNAF movie is in a totally different series, or like, thing, universe than the game series. Because if you try to combine the two, it just can't work. Because at this point we know that I'm going to stop theorizing. Like, if I turn this into, like, a theory video, this video will become, like, an hour long of me, like, explaining how the series works and how the movie can't work with the game series. So I'm going to move on. I can't do that. I physically cannot. Because if I do, this video will become way too long. Like, trust me, it will. But, anyway, overall, I thought, overall, the movie, I think, was pretty good. It captured the feel of Five Nights at Freddy's fairly well. I did like the cupcake being an animatronic. I kind of wish Golden Freddy had more of a presence in the movie. Like, he didn't show up a lot. We haven't seen Cassidy yet, but maybe there isn't a Cassidy. Like I said, two different universes, but I'll get to that. I will probably explain that in like a total different video. So look forward to that. My film theory. I'm gonna beat MatPat to it. Anyway, so overall, movie was pretty good. Once again, it captured the games fairly well. Plot was pretty good. Kind of confusing, but still pretty good. Once again, the dream element was really weird. It gave me off Inception vibes, and Inception is confusing. Well, no, Inception isn't confusing if you pay the fuck attention to Inception. But it gave me off Inception vibes, But it was still a good movie. I very much liked it. The Living Tombstones FNAF song, the very first FNAF song to ever release, is in the credits of the movie. The song that the animatronics play is Talking in Your Sleep, which I found a very weird choice. But hey, I like that song, so I'm not going to complain too much. Overall, I liked the movie. I liked that there were references to the games and poking fun at YouTubers. And as we know, Markiplier did not make it to the first one, although it does seem that Scott does want to make at least 2 more movies. Like, he wants to make 3 movies at least. So, I mean, like, I think we do know that, like, the FNAF movie is, like, Scott's last FNAF thing. But I think he's gonna stick out for, if like, a movie does come around, I feel like it's probably gonna happen. Like, FNAF 2 is gonna happen. Especially when I tell you the secret message that I specifically went back to write down. Now, just like in the FNAF, like the games, there is a message that gets played in like a minigame or something, but it's save me, or save them. I'm sure you've heard it, right? Save them. The puppet minigame in FNAF 3, right? Or FNAF 2, whatever, it doesn't matter. But you guys know what I'm talking about, right? It's SAVETHEM. You know that? Well, it wasn't save them, but it was come find me. COMEFINDME. I went back specifically so I could type it out. I turned on closed captions so I could write it the fuck down. But yeah, I like that little Easter egg. That makes me think there's probably gonna be a sequel. And if there is, I do hope that Scott's gonna be in it. Well, not Scott, but I do hope that Scott's gonna help, like, move along. Because, like, he deserves, like, if he's gonna do anything, I hope he finishes out this, like, at least the movie series. Like, because then I'm not gonna complain too much. I mean, like, I'm gonna miss Scott. He provided us fun, you know. And now Steel Wolf's taken over. I don't know if we're gonna get any more FNAF games, though. I mean, like, seems pretty cut and clean with Security Breach and Security Breach Ruin, but whatever, you know. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, that's really it. The FNAF movie was pretty good. But there's one question that I have to ask, or I have to say. Was it worth the wait? Was it worth waiting, what, like 6-7 years? Was it worth the wait? Waiting so long, knowing this movie was gonna happen, like, what, Game 4 or something like that? Like FNAF 4, maybe even earlier. Knowing this movie was gonna happen. This movie has been through production hell because Scott wanted it to be fucking perfect, and he delivered. It is perfect. It captures the games really well, and I think that's what Scott really, like, wanted at the end of the day. So, the final question: was it worth the wait? I think so. We have finally gotten the FNAF movie that we have been waiting for so long, and I do think it was worth the wait. Now, we can close the book, and I do hope there are sequels to this, at least 2. I'm pretty sure Scott wants to make at least 2 more movies for this. Blumhouse, you did an amazing job. I hope that we do get a sequel because I want to see them handle the toy animatronics. And maybe we get a bite of 87? Maybe? Blumhouse? But hey, we can only wait and see. But that's it. So, if you haven't seen the FNAF movie, what the fuck are you still doing on my video? I told you there were spoilers, and I've now spoiled the movie. So you can't yell at me in the comments because you didn't pay attention. It's not my fault. But anyway, thank you everybody so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, don't forget to check out my Twitter, Discord, and Patreon, all linked in the description below. And also, don't forget to check out the Lonely Boys podcast, which is also linked in the description below. And once again, Scott, I doubt that you're watching this, but I cannot thank you enough, man. Like, you have delivered what you set out. I mean, like, I don't think anyone, including yourself, could have ever believed that the FNAF series would have come this far to the point where there is a movie of it now. But yeah, thank you, Scott. It's been amazing, and it's been amazing years watching this game grow and growing up with this game. But yeah, that's it. Peace.